And just get this to act right.
It's blinking. It should be. You might have to hit record twice, right?
No, it's already gone. It's counting.
Okay. All
If I
right.
hit record twice, I'm gonna stop it.
You said what?
If I hit record twice, I'm gonna stop it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hit record again once we're done.
When you hit stop when you're done.
No, I always hit record whenever you stop.
So you really pause it then.
Yeah.
Low key, yeah.
That's all right. I mean, pause and stop are the same thing.
I mean, are they?
No.
Well, I mean, they're the same. They do the same thing.
They
But
both bring things to
One
a
is
halt.
permanent, one is temporary.
Yeah.
One is temporary that can become permanent if you press pause and then stop.
Oh God.
He's not wrong.
He's not. I'm just saying, man.
Why you giving him a
Hey
look
man,
like?
this is important.
Yeah, words have meaning, man.
Yeah.
It's important how you
And you
read
gotta say
words,
it.
how you interpret words, how you say words.
Okay. Here we
You
go.
know what I mean? Typically, if you want to, typically it matters,
Typically, it does matter. Funtard.
Say Tupelo. Say Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo, Mississippi? Is that the
Tupelo.
place?
Is that a place? I know
don't
there's
know.
a Tupelo. I don't know if it's in Mississippi.
I feel like Mississippi's not a hard word though.
Mississippi, no.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
It has to be words that like have different vowel sounds. Mississippi just got a bunch of S's. That's light work.
How many S's are in Mississippi?
4, right? Yeah, 4.
This nigga on 8.
No, he's doing the MISSISSIPPI.
That's
Yeah,
exactly what I was doing. 4. Yep.
yeah, 4.
Quick letter,
This
quick letter.
is Ippy.
Yeah.
Only I don't like Arkansas. That pisses me off.
With the state?
Arkansas.
the S.
It's Arkansas. Like it shouldn't be spelled like that.
Saul should have like either a W
A-W.
or A or
Yeah.
AH or something like that. Yeah.
It should be ARKANSAW. That should be Arkansas. not
Yeah, foreigners
Arkansas.
pronounce it Arkansas.
Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Well, we gotta understand that American language is
It's
all
so
jacked
stupid,
up.
bro. It's so dumb.
That's why people come over here and be like, that's why you gotta respect somebody who, when English is their second language and they
Man.
do well, and you be like, they can barely speak English. It's like, this shit is tough.
So
There's
True.
ebonics in here. There's different
There's so much.
slang words. Yeah, it's
and then the
wild.
people who be saying that, you don't know another language?
Right.
How dare you tell somebody you speak bad and they don't even say that right. You need to speak American. That's not a thing.
Let me tell you something. I wasn't one of
You
those persons that
idiot.
said you had to speak American, but I was just like, man, English ain't hard, man. Because we used to have, when we would be in English class, there were some ESL students in there trying to, like, of course, learn English.
Right.
And so I was like, man, why are they struggling in this class? I don't understand. This is so hard for them. And then I took Spanish 1.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm sorry. I always say, I sorry.
I sorry.
I sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, learning another language, especially when you get older, is highly difficult. Are you doing Duolingo right now?
No, I'm doing Babbel.
Babbel? Janelle's doing Duolingo, and she's typically top 3 in her whatever thing, how they do it. But I'm like, yo, how do you... Did Gary
What?
catch it? See? It's not even that bad, bro. You're making it a thing, dog.
When you watch it back.
You're making it a thing.
I mean, typically I wouldn't do this. But
Typically,
If you say it fast enough, it flows.
But I
you
can-
gotta
I-
say
I
it.
can hear it.
You gotta say it lightning fast.
so fast. Like,
It's almost
Like
like
the guy who read the
yeah,
book?
Yeah.
that dude is so full of shit. I'm going to read these books. Why do you have to make that noise?
that's what made it funny.
Oh, my God. Man.
Oh, man. But, man,
We've had, what, 2 weeks off?
yeah, 2 weeks off. I know.
We were busy, man.
I know Gary has some stuff. I know he wants to talk about it, but we get into it in a second. But I know
Yeah, where
when
y'all
it
was
comes
at?
to-
Catch up on your trips and your vacays. Where was y'all at for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, my wife and I
In
went
Jamaica?
on Jamaica. Yeah, we got there. It was
baddies?
dope.
Any baddies out there?
Disappointment.
Really?
Yeah, on the resort, disappointment.
Oh, on the resort, that makes sense. But when y'all was out, you didn't see any, like,
Disappointment again.
wow.
Yeah, I was like, because I was expecting to be driving down, not necessarily seeing a whole bunch of bad women, but I was just like, you think I don't know, maybe the best looking Jamaicans are coming here. I don't know.
Did you go to any of, like, those,
But we also didn't go a lot around the city.
I was
Like
about to say,
that.
did you go to any of the clubs where they do the WWE dance hall wrestling?
Nah, we didn't do that because at one point in time, dude was like, you can get a personal driver, but they gonna try to tax you.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it wasn't just worth. We already spent a good amount of money on the
Right.
resort, so like, having a personal driver outside of like the person driving us from the airport, because they gave us a personal driver from the airport, which is dope. Luxury car was fire. And he was like, hey, he's telling us about Jamaica. He's just like, what do y'all want? I can get you anything. And we was just like, it's like, marijuana. And so we have the best.
Yeah.
So when he took us in there, I don't know if it's even a scam or not, but it's just like, hey, I gotta go in there and get it for you, because if you go in there, they gon' get you for the bread. They gon' tax you.
Low key, probably.
And then he was just like, so what you do is you just stole me some extra money.
Oh, well,
And then I go. So I was just like, that's the tax, nigga.
Yeah.
And I was like, you already taxing me. So he's like, just throw me a little extra tip and, I got you. So we went in there, we looked around, he got us some stuff. And, my wife tried to put it into a tea for me to see if I could like drink it and see if it would get me high. It did nothing for me. And he was bragging about how it's way better than LA weed. And then she was just like, well, it's different, but it's not better. Like, it's not like I noticed, like when I smoked this, I was just like, I'm way higher from Jamaican weed. She was just like, it's good.
It's weed.
So besides that, I mean, it rained a little bit here and there, but besides that, it was a little humid, but it was beautiful. The island's beautiful. When we did our excursion, we kind of drove around the island a little bit. It's just like they're just like everything just tasted fresher too, even food wise. It's like,
Americans have the worst food of all time.
yeah, they were just like, so much of your food here is banned, bro. Like,
Every country. Canada said the same thing.
Bro,
Like, we can't even take y'all food here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, they said that. Yeah. So we was killing jerk chicken, smashing on some what's it called, rum punches. And
speaking of jerking and smashing, did you get what you wanted on your vacation?
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, we made sure we had our vacation smashes in, and they were fun. I would say, yeah, everything was top tier except traveling with a woman is probably one of the worst things besides traveling with a child, bro. It's like, and I haven't traveled with a child before, so I'm guessing that's bad too. But
It's terrible.
Traveling with a woman is like the lack of care, the lack of just, I don't care what's going on, the awareness. They don't hold anything. They can't carry anything. Everything's too heavy. It was just like, and people were like, well, that's your wife. It's like, bro, I see it when other people travel. Like when I'm watching other dudes travel, these niggas look miserable, dog. They're just like, ugh. But when we got to Jamaica, it was just like, it was all good for this.
Yeah.
What about you? And they using Puerto Vallarta?
Shit, we did Hawaii. I did Hawaii,
Oh yeah, Hawaii too.
then Atlanta, then Puerto Vallarta. I was all over the place.
Puerto Vallarta's
Tired.
nice. The food was
Sleepy.
okay in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah, it wasn't like nothing blew my mind. But the thing about it was I had been there so many times from the
Open the
ships.
ships. Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'm just going because it's my kid's birthday and I'm being with my family and. But I wasn't like hyped to go to Puerto. I've been there a hell of times.
Oh, I thought you'd never been there before.
Nah, I've been there a hell of times. And then I was hyped about Hawaii because I'd never been.
Yeah.
And
Did you get those sweats from Hawaii?
No.
Oh.
And then
No, because they got their football team. They have like that same
yeah.
pattern on their
So what I
on their
didn't know
pants.
when I was there, I didn't know everything is in Honolulu.
Okay.
I didn't know Hawaii Pacific, University of Hawaii, and Chaminade are all
Yeah.
there. I did not know that. We
Oh.
drove by all. The island ain't but so big, so I didn't know that. At first, my first 2 days there, I was like, man, I see how people move here, blah blah. By day 3, I was like, I'm ready to go.
Very redundant.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I loved it for the days we were there also,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay, I'm cool.
Like I was
leave.
hyped the first 2 days,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay. All right.
And it's expensive there.
It's expensive. A lot of homeless, a lot of roaches.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know
What kind of roaches?
nigga, they had the flying ones. They got all that.
Yeah.
shit.
Okay.
I don't know how true this was, but somebody was saying that a lot of people from the States, or I guess Hawaii is the States also, but like people from like
The
not only
mainland.
from the mainland, they were flying homeless out there to put them in their homeless. That's what some of the people were saying there. And I was just like, but then when we got on our plane, I seen people, I was just like, I don't know if they look homeless
I
on
never
our
paid
plane.
attention because I was asleep, but yeah.
Yeah, they look homeless on our plane. I was just like, are they flying homeless in
Wait,
there?
we're exporting homeless into
out of ours to theirs. Because they were just like, yo, these people aren't.
I mean, I did see a lot of white dudes, and I'm like, you ain't from here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And white people, I guess, are some of them. I don't know.
What if that's what homeless people are doing all this time? They're just making a collection to catch one flight to Hawaii
Yeah.
to be homeless in one of the nicest places you could be homeless.
Weather was great though.
So they're just stacking bread, and they go buy a ticket cash with change. Dollars.
So I did ask too. I was asking. I was like, "How's the violence out here?" And when we were on Waikiki, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Because what is people supposed to say?
It's pretty good.
How's the violence here? Got a solid amount.
No. What I was saying.
It's like a 7.
Pop, pop. Hey.
No, what the dude was saying was like it wasn't necessarily, at least in the area that we were at, was like it was a lot of gun violence. It's like they said they fight there a lot. Like they love fighting.
Yeah.
It's about throwing hands. They literally fight you, and if they beat you up, it's just like, hey, can I buy you a beer afterwards type thing, or
I
can I
love
buy you
that.
a drink? And I was just like,
I wish everyone
I
was like
respected
that,
that. I was
yeah.
just like, that's dope. So it wasn't a lot of like just going up, murder, kill stuff. It was just like we throw the hands, and then afterwards, if we can kind of hug it out if need be.
And I take your wife.
Yeah. I like.
Women, they were great though.
I like. Ooh.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
man. I was like, oh. But granted, I was in Waikiki. I was in the heart of all the partying
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
So it was also, I know everybody there wasn't native. It was also people who
Yeah.
on vacation themselves. But it was a lot of baddies.
Yeah.
And you could tell the natives of the island though, because they all had like this Filipino black kind of
Yep.
mixed looking thing, and I was like, oh, okay. I get it. And he
I
only
love
had 2 body types, either Samoan, you know what I'm saying, Tongan, 300 pounds, or surf every day, shredded.
Yeah.
That's it. There was no like mid bodies.
It wasn't too many in
Just
between.
big as hell or shredded. That's it.
Which do you prefer?
Oh, you know, I prefer that shredded, man. You know, why you asking questions? You know the answer to, man.
People change.
You know, no, that's never changing. Never changing. It's actually only gonna get worse. Because once like I noticed especially men, every old guy I've ever been around, all they care about is looks, because as you get older, looks fade. So
Yeah.
that's all you. So no, when I get older, I'm just gonna be like, ugh, but just boisterous, just more loud. Because
I want to be one of those 75-year-old shredded guys though. That's just like still or
running down the street in a thong.
like we saw earlier today. That was ridiculous, bro.
You know what's funny? It wasn't a thong, but in our head, it
Yeah,
might as well.
like a
it might
Speedo
as
or
well have been a thong.
Yeah, it might as well.
Yeah.
He had a wrestling Speedo on
Yeah.
running down the street. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and he chose it. Like it wasn't one of those like, oh man, he's going through something. It was like, nah,
he
this
wore
is not
he
what I
wore
want to
that.
run into today.
Yep.
I was like trying to make sense of it. Like, okay, either he's running to the pool or he just got out of the pool, and he lives a mile
He's
from his
going
house.
to the beach.
That's
But the
the
beach
only
ain't
way-
over here.
The beach
Yeah,
ain't over here,
it ain't
dog.
over here. It's the only way it would make sense.
That shit didn't make sense. Yeah, but Hawaii was cool, and then Puerto Rico was cool. Atlanta was not, but y'all know that story.
Do you feel like when it comes to now that you've been on vacation, because that was your first family vacation, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. Do you feel like all right, I like this. I want to start doing more of this, or
No,
you kind of
we're planning on doing more.
okay?
The kids are going a little nuts with their birthday, but I figure if we're gonna do these things once or twice a year, it's easy to say for that. Like,
Yeah.
What was
it
there
is.
for the kids?
well, on the resort, they had kids clubs. But all the boys did was take that soccer ball to the beach.
Okay.
They played soccer every day, all day on the beach.
But you're also on a family
Okay.
resort, right? So that
Yeah.
makes sense because it's like there's family resorts. We were at an adults only.
Yeah, we had a family resort. But
yeah.
what's crazy
Was it only
is,
adults?
There was no kids at all.
Oh shit.
Okay.
is the amount of people that stopped us. It was like, your kids are so handsome and so well behaved. Like it just had me thinking, like, how bad are kids where we get stopped all the time and complimented on not just their looks but how they're acting.
Gentle parenting.
And I'm like, what's going on out here?
Gentle
'Cause
parenting.
To me, they're just being normal kids. They're just, if
Yeah.
I say don't, whatever. My mom said growing up, people used to stop them all the time. Like, your kids are so well behaved and blah. But I was like, we just doing what y'all say don't act a fool. We don't act a fool. Like, but apparently everybody acting a fool because these people who had kids with them, it's like, man.
Have you ever seen? I've seen kids screaming at the top of their lungs.
Oh, all over the furniture,
Just-
all over, just wilding.
And the kids, you know what? I think the main thing I've seen when I see that happen though is like the parents are always pleading with the child to stop
Or doing nothing.
or do nothing. And so when I've seen you, it's just like it's a demand. I was about to destroy that word. It's a demand.
I appreciate you taking your time with it.
Yeah.
But so
Just take a
I see
breath.
you say you say something like direct, like don't do that instead of being
Yeah.
like please don't, because you guys please stop. And it's just like I'm not None of that.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
There it is. There it is.
But now I've gotten to the point where they know what they're supposed. So it's not even like if they had crossed and I'm like, they know, get down. You're like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
and that's the thing too. When I talk to them, I'll be like, guys, come on, bro.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
They're locked in at this point. They already know it.
Like, don't make me. All right, sorry about that. What's cool about parenting them now, especially Keelan, is we're way past. There is no more. I know when we first started this podcast, the things I would say about trying to adjust to like his sensitivity and all that shit gone. Like it's a trip watching him from 6 to 8, and I don't have to be soft anymore because he doesn't take it like that anymore. So I'm just like, yo, bro, you gotta do. You right.
So do you think this is the biggest leap that you've seen from him, like, you know, from like 5 to 7 or from like 3 to 5? Do you think this is the biggest leap that you've seen?
Crazy. Like me and Katie were talking, and we were like, I was like, yo, Keelan is my favorite child right now. She was like, it's not even close. Like Keelan is it's just like dealing with a little adult.
Yeah.
Like and so now that Kendrick's in his fucking everything is crying or everything is emotional outburst, and I'm like, oh, we got about another year, and then we coasting.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for him to get out of this. You know, I don't have to say shit to Keelan other than like, but I tell him stuff, but he like, all right, bro, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like dealing with it's not dealing with a baby no more. It's just like, it's dope.
Do you feel like too, since you kind of probably put Keelan in a leadership role and Kendrick's not probably in as big of a leadership role because he's younger?
See, I don't do that. I try not to do that because it was done to me.
Yeah.
So like now when I tell Kendrick something, I'm talking to him. I'll be like, but Keelan, no, bro, you need to do this, and you need to, because I'm not telling him to take care of you. Like, you need to
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself, do your shit. Like, because what Kendrick would try to do is get around doing things.
Yeah.
So instead of making his bed every morning, he'll just go get a blanket out of one of the little throw blankets and put that on, so he can just move that to the side, so he don't have to make his bed. Like he's the laziest motherfucker to ever exist. Like Kendrick is the one. I know when they get their own rooms, it's gonna be him. I'm gonna be like, clean your room, bro.
Yeah.
Every day it's him. Put your shoes up. He's so late. He will find a reason to get out of something.
Yeah.
Where Keelan's just like, I'm like, do that. He do it and it's done.
Is he objectively messy or is he Keon standard messy?
No, he is lazy. Like beyond lazy.
So it's laziness.
He's lazy.
Not really messy.
Whether it's his homework, he's just lazy. He's just hella lazy. Whether it's practicing sport, I'm tired. I don't wanna.
So what do you think? Do you think it's a personality? Because now it's interesting when it comes into like, I look at like, you know, the dynamics of brothers. We're all brothers here, and it's just like, you know,
like brothers,
like friends are like black.
You know, we have siblings, but
okay.
So it's just like, you know, the dynamic of Keon being an older brother and how his personality developed. Me being a younger brother, you being a younger or middle child, youngest, and seeing how
I'm seeing patterns now.
Seeing the patterns,
I'm seeing
like,
patterns.
Being like, okay, when you put the older son in, because even though my brother, he wasn't necessarily way cleaner than I was, but he's still locked into stuff way more than I did. I was for sure lazier than my brother was.
And the reason is because, you know, like you said, and like when Gary talks about his son, kids are not dumb. Kendrick has learned I'm cute and I'm little. And if I just play that, I'm going to get most things I want and I don't have to do shit.
Right.
So if I want to be picked up, somebody going to pick me up. If I don't want to do something, somebody do it for me. So he has been conditioned to do that by other people, mostly women. And I was like, I'm not doing that shit with you, bro. Ooh. I'm not doing that shit. I don't give a fuck how cute you are, how little you are.
No, it's not even groundbreaking. It made me think of, like, I'm just comparing now or thinking about myself. I was the cute kid. I remember my aunt used to take me to her salon because I had a little ponytail. They used to do my hair at the salon, but like, you the cutest kid. You get the little hazel little eyes. And I got a lot of things done for me because of being a cute kid. So him saying this goes, oh, you got that advantage. It's like, you know how they say this pretty girl privilege?
Yeah.
It's pretty boy privilege too, I guess. Right. Cute kid privilege.
And it's not even just his cute. He's his size. You know, he's small. So everybody's small. Yeah. But he hates that. He's like, he gets into things at school. He's like, people always trying to pick me up. He's like, adults can do it. I don't like when kids try to pick me up, like older kids and shit. He don't like that shit. So you want to fight.
Is he small for his age?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so he just had a little spurt. So he's like, he was projected at first to be like 5'6", 5'7", and now it's up to 5'9".
Wait. 5'6", 5'7" total?
Yes, that was his
Total.
projection. Yes.
Oh snap!
He was tiny. He was in the 5th
They
percentile
don't know.
of height and weight.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like he. I feel like at the age that he's at, I feel like he wasn't that small. When I was around kids,
because
when I
you didn't see other kids his like
well,
age.
when I used to do child development, I was around kids his age, and he was around similar to most kids' sizes. Maybe not now. Maybe it's different now.
He was behind, and so now he just grew. So now he's projected like 5'9". So it's like if he has one more, then he'll be
close to 6 feet.
close to
maybe.
where everybody else is in the family. And I'm like, all right.
He'll be all right.
But-
Do you think he's
It'll
gonna be looking
come.
at if he hits 5'6" still? He'll be looking at Cotty like this is
Oh, it's definitely her fault.
this is all you,
It's
man.
definitely her fault.
She's not short though.
Her grandpa on her dad's side is a legal little person. He's 4'11".
Oh snap!
Wait, hold on,
He's
'cause you know-
4'11". He legally is
Okay.
a midget.
Okay, but you know you shrink as you get older. Has he always been
Yeah.
under 5 feet?
Yeah, that's
he used to wear platform shoes so he could be taller.
And he still got pussy, so
And
you know.
somebody's fast.
Somebody's mad.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has short people
Cute and
over
little,
there,
man.
and I was like, "Oh, this is you," because everybody on my mom and dad's side, like short on my family, short is 5'9". Like you're short.
Yeah.
Keep up 5'9", right?
Like everybody else, my uncle's 6'4", my other uncle's 6'2", my dad's 6 foot, my uncle is 6'1", 6'2", but his brother was like 5'8" for some reason. I don't know why, but like in our family, 5'8", 5'9", like you are small.
Yeah,
So
Because Kyron over 6 feet, right? Or he's 6 foot?
Kyron's 6 foot.
that's interesting.
Yeah, Keith is 5'9". So like Kendrick, but what he was so small, I was hoping for just 5'9". Like let's just do 5'9",
Yeah.
like bro. But I think if he has another growth spurt, then he'll.
I feel like he'll be fine.
He
Like-
sleeps so much, he might have two.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hella lazy. He knows he's adorable, and I'll be telling people stop babying him, and that's why I'm on his ass. Like you're not a baby anymore, bro. You're 6,
Oh,
6
he's
and a
6?
half. I'm like, you're not a baby. Stop.
Damn.
Yeah, Keelan just turned 8.
Wow.
These dudes are grown, but they hella funny now. They parenting them now is way better than babies, like way better. And me and Kati we don't be clashing over the parenting. She's definitely changed so much with the parenting as far as like, you got it, bro. Mm-hmm. Like there hasn't been a clash over parenting, and
Do you feel like she just let you take the lead, or
I think
or
she
you feel-
understood. Like,
have you changed as well or evolved?
yeah, but I think she understood. Like, especially the older they get,
So this
you
what I
know,
was-
you they daddy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a baby them.
I was looking. So this is a picture of me and Corey, and you see significant height difference.
Yeah.
That's that. When I look at Keelan and Kendrick.
Oh, damn.
And we're only 17 months apart.
Yeah, they're 20 months apart.
Yeah, it's like he looks massive. He looks like he's
Right.
2-3 years older than me.
Right.
And so when I look at Kendrick, that's why I see a lot of. I kind of see Kendrick, but I get it in a sense. But I was never. I don't think I was ever angry about my height when I was a kid. I was
He
always
knows.
a happy
He's already
kid.
conscious of it.
Yeah, that's what's
Really?
wild about it.
That's why he'll fight in a minute. He knows he's smaller.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, yo, you're so little, so cute. And he's like, I ain't little. Like, so he ready to fight.
But like, I am cute though.
Yeah, he'll
Don't
take
try
that
to,
part.
don't try to take
Yeah.
that from me.
Yeah.
He'll take that part.
I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm scared because my daughter is like she's like chunky.
Yeah.
She's like a big baby. She's like a big baby, but she's like real short, and we can tell like she's gonna have a giant butt.
You can't tell that already.
You can tell. You can tell. You can tell. I got a giant. My ass.
For a
is-
guy.
I got ass. I got ass.
See, it's not your fault. You're gay. You had to be.
That's true. That's true. No, but so I'm like,
It's like, on his ass, nigga, I got to throw it on somebody.
It makes sense.
I gotta
It
throw it
makes
on
somebody, bro.
Ladies, y'all like ass out there? But I hear ladies be loving ass.
Ladies like ass, bro.
Yeah, ladies like
They
ass.
like
on dudes.
ass.
I ain't got no ass, man. So in your baby pictures, your mom did you gonna have ass?
My dad's got a big butt too. Big ass like trunks. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
big legs.
Yeah. So
in your baby pictures, you had you like, oh yeah, Gary was out here. He was out there with the cheeks.
yeah, I don't remember seeing any baby pictures where of like my
You just
diaper, my
turned
butt, or
over looking
anything.
back?
Yeah.
Looking back at it, the baby picture.
But she's gonna and my like chest is broad and my mom got like gigantic breasts. Like so it's like I don't know. She's either gonna be like voluptuously like thick or fat. So I'm trying to decide which one is better for me to put me at ease.
For you?
which is easier for me.
That's right up your alley, Gary.
You
That's,
know what I
that's
mean?
the
Like,
diabolical
just
stuff.
keep feeding her
What's gonna
so
make
she can go past the thick.
But here's the thing, though. It's not. Is it going to be easier for you because she might have way more self-esteem
Right.
issues if she is
Yeah.
that type of person.
Yeah.
Now she might even hate herself and whatever the case may be.
Right.
I'm not saying that that's how big people are, but like I want to clarify
All
that.
plus size people
I want to
have
clarify that.
internal issues and they hate themselves.
I want to clarify.
I don't know. I know nothing about it.
On
so.
the record.
I want to clarify. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, but in school,
You know what's funny? He can't even get in trouble for that because if people get mad, he's right.
I mean, to a point.
You know
But
what I
my
mean?
thing is,
Like-
like, I remember being in school, in high school,
Oh, man.
when you had some of the bigger people, like those, like they got made fun of a lot. So it's like it's an issue, and it's like last thing you want, especially for your. I don't know. We kind of like go easy on the sons about this, but last thing you want is your daughter to be destroyed for that, especially in high school, because that's what's building the self-esteem going into until adulthood. So it's
You know
like
what's funny is when you're raising boys, nobody worries about
Body
their
image.
self-esteem. No,
Yeah.
their self-esteem in general.
100%.
Nobody cares and worries about a boy's self-esteem.
they say
Well,
whatever to them, they destroy
That
them.
I mean, that's a tad more old school, but I think mothers now also with sort of the
Gentle
gentle
parenting?
parenting epidemic. People are like really paying attention to like the emotions of their children and trying to tap into those emotions and try to disarm them in like ways that are like within like they're trying to reason with them, which is like a lot of times it's like that's not effective.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get a fucking result, you can't reason with a
I saw a comment recently.
irrational human being.
Right. Somebody said it was on some IG page, some video of I forgot what the video was. Something with parenting. Oh, a guy was making fun of his attempt at gentle parenting. So he was like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna need you, blah blah. Our daddy's gonna fucking lose it." So
Yeah.
they
Oh,
start
like,
cussing the kid out,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm reading the comments, and some people got the joke. Obviously, are laughing. Some people are like, "That's you shouldn't do that." He's like, "No shit. That's the point of the blah, blah, blah."
Video, yeah.
So anyway, so white lady in the comment was like, "I'm not gonna lie. I started yelling at my kids like my black friends do, and guess what? That shit worked."
Yeah.
And some people in the comments, like a lot of black people was in there dying, and some
Yeah.
people was like, "This is racist," or you can't. She was like, "No, I'm saying y'all got it. Y'all
Yeah.
know what you're doing." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think too. I know I'm the one on here without children, but it's just like I
you
feel
keep
like
pulling out like a hoe.
actually I don't pull out.
Hey.
But I think what it is like it's not about yelling at your kids all the time. It's just like, all right, there might be
Right.
times where it's like if you like I always got it when I did something wrong and my dad or my mom snapped on me. It was just like, okay, I clearly did something wrong here. Like I'll eat that. You know, I deserve being yelled at, or even I probably didn't deserve every single whooping, but it's just like
Right.
I got that. They didn't always yell at me just for no reason.
Right.
Times they did, but like for the
Some
most part,
parents do that. Some
Yeah.
That's
are-
true.
Are over hitters and over yellers and over.
and those kids end up having problems. But I think
Right.
the kids that don't have issues, it's like their parents give them a healthy dose of like, hey,
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna turn it up when I need to, and then not. You
Yeah.
know, let's have fun. Let's do all the other stuff.
And those kids are resentful because they don't have the trauma. Because there's nothing that makes them interesting. They're like, fuck, I wish I had some trauma so I could be better at my art.
or we're the kids that don't have trauma. They're not in the arts. They're just like, well, this is
They're
why
just like stable people.
yeah, this is why I have a
That's why I'm a CEO of a business. Well, that takes a level of trauma
takes-
too.
they-
Yeah,
for
sure. Yeah.
They
To be
weird.
that driven and ambitious,
Yeah.
yeah.
you gotta have something. Man, you gotta fuck
Everybody-
them up somehow.
Everybody has their own little shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's definitely levels.
Absolutely, and that was my biggest thing on parenting. Like, yeah, you yell, you have a range, have a fucking,
Right.
you know what I mean, have different levels.
It's
of how
insane
you, of
to
how
be
you
like,
parent.
I'm only gonna
Yeah,
be this
sure.
way or only gonna be that way. That's
people are
crazy.
but that's
That's
just
crazy.
people just looking for someone else to tell them what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, this is what you do, and then you're like, okay, well, I got to do this. It's like, no, dude, that's like,
No.
it's a guide. You don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
fucking stick to anything.
Right.
Relationships, parenting, all these are all trial and error jobs.
Yeah.
These are all like, let's see what works. Let's figure it out. Like you said, there's guidelines, there's things you could take, but then you figure out your thing and you go
Yeah.
like, but people are just, like you said, most people just want to be told what to do and then be like,
They're sheeple.
that should work. And it's
It
like,
should work, and then when it doesn't, you're like,
I don't know. Somebody else tell me what else to do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Is there another fad diet that I can try?
Yeah.
Because I have such low self-esteem because I'm a big person. But you know what's funny is that I leaned right into it. I was like, yeah, you're right, dog. She is gonna have horrible self-esteem.
You're right, man. But I'm interested even in the family dynamic and how Janelle and I are gonna parent. I'm interested because right now how I'm looking at it, I was like, oh, I can see Janelle probably being more stern if we have a daughter, but probably more lenient if we have
absolutely.
And then it'd be probably the reverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm curious to see when we actually have a child, how we're going to really be.
Oh, y'all gonna clash.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the beast.
Right. It's just a part of the evolution.
Yeah.
You just
Like I said, we don't
grow.
clash no more. She gets like these boys. I think she saw the results of when I'm around, when I'm not, when I say versus what she was like, oh, no, they need.
Yeah.
You have to do this.
Yeah, you have to be.
You have to. If shit wants to get done, you have to do it this way. And then so she's even dove more. I mean, she's gotten more stern too, but also she'd be like, then let me do this. Let me do the softer. Let me do the daddy's not here.
Yeah, you need that.
You know, yeah.
You need that.
Like,
You need
the balance.
that balance of like, okay.
And I even myself, I balance though. Like as much as I'm like, rules, blah blah blah. I'm also like, y'all want to get ice cream in the middle of the day?
Right.
Like, y'all want to like I make sure I had fun because I don't want to
Keep
be
it different.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
because like when I think back in my childhood, my dad, I can think of so many funny and loose moments, not just the discipline. Like I think there's so many times. There's so many. Don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
Fun time that we thought was our own thing. Like we was like,
and you probably told her like later. I told her not to tell you. So
don't tell your mom moments. We were all like, all right.
Yeah.
It's all boys in the house. Like my mom was always like the outsider. Like always, even though we love mom, and it was always kind of like we always had our own little like guys thing.
Yeah. Did she want a daughter? Did you say that, or you said she?
She said she did because she has 3 sisters that she's very close with, or 2 sisters, and brother and stuff. But she said once she started raising boys, she was like, this is
easy.
cake.
Yeah.
And then she said she started enjoying having her own things and having her, like we would do these other things, and she was like, ooh, this is my time and my food and my space and my. So then she, like, her daughters would be like the girls from their church that came to get their hair braided, or my god sister who would come over. That's what she would do the makeup and stuff with every once in a while. But she said, and my mom,
but
she's
you weren't looking at those girls as sisters,
huh?
You weren't looking at those girls as sisters.
No.
All right, just making sure.
Absolutely not. And they weren't looking at me as brothers. They girls. This is the shit I saw growing up is why I didn't want daughters. These girls were so fast, and so these girls would. We're 13. They would purposely come over with not enough hair to get their hair braided, so my mom would have to run to the store.
Oh,
So they
and
could
then
be
have
like,
some
"Yo,
time.
we got 30 minutes," and I'd be like, "No, nah, I can't do that here." And they started.
I had a similar introduction.
They started bringing less
you
bundles.
did too, right?
Very similar.
Women being or girls being like
Girls are
aggressors.
aggressors,
You just
bro.
like,
The boys, but here's
my dick's not big enough yet.
I've never shown anybody this
It's
yet.
not
Like,
big enough. Trust me.
I would say so on 2 different levels, right? In which y'all saying
Because they was ready.
Yeah, oh for
They
sure.
was ready.
Being the young boy, the girls were always the aggressors. They always were the ones that attacked when it came to kissing and trying to grab and touch,
did.
right?
My first kiss, I was jumped.
Yeah, and so mine was like, and the whole seven, I think it was 7, what it was called, 7 Minutes of Heaven or whatever it was. You go in the closet with a girl, and it was an older girl. She was like 2 years older than us, and she was like, "You want to come in here?" And then she was like, "All right, just put your lips out." And she was putting tongue down my mouth. I was like, and I liked it. You know what I'm
The
saying?
first time I got tongue, I got hard immediately.
And I was like, ah!
Immediately.
But then when I became a teacher's aide, and so I'm watching these kids between the ages of like 3 and 5 and 3 and 6, and I'm watching them. It's the same thing. Girls walk up to them, "Hey, I like you," mwah, give them a kiss on the cheeks. The boys be like, "I just want to play handball." Like they're not thinking about none of this stuff.
Yeah,
and they want to play games, play tag, and the girls are all about like kissing and relationships. And can you be my boyfriend? He's gonna be my boyfriend. He's just like, I don't want a girlfriend right now. I just want to hang out with Chad over there.
That's such an intro. That's
It's funny when it flips around.
It flips. That's what I was saying.
14, 15. That's when we like, yo, I'm off that. And they start, I don't
I would
They play the game of
say
being shy or whatever.
like in nature that makes so much sense. Like, because I think like in nature you're like, no, because once I do this, once I take part in this, my whole fucking life and priorities are just
over.
going to completely change.
over.
Yeah.
So no, I'm playing kickball, bitch.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out my face.
Let me get good at sports now, because if I start too early, it's gonna be over for me. I
Because
gotta
once
be
I
every
go
day.
down this path, my brain cells
It's
are
over,
shot,
bro.
Yeah, and I was still into girls at a young age, but once I got locked all the way into girls,
Yeah, it was just.
Which
'cause
is
I
why,
remember-
could you argue that this is a stretch? Are ugly men in the world? Well, I guess probably so, because there's just more ugly people.
Right.
Yeah.
But ugly men, are there more successful ugly people in the world than good-looking men? Like hypothetically and objectively, like do the ugly nerds win? And in the end,
I don't know, percentage wise, I don't know.
Like-
Because like you said, there's so many
By
less.
capita.
There's so many less good looking.
yeah,
right-
but by capita,
yeah, I guess because right now, from a percentage standpoint, that's what we have to look at really. Because like right now, if you look at like the nerds that win, it's like if I'm not calling everybody in Silicon Valley ugly, but
that and then government. Most like government officials
Government
are
niggas be
but they be
ugly,
old.
bro. Damn.
Not
like,
only that, but they be old.
Anybody
Like,
having no
how
job?
long does it take, nigga, to like
to
climb
make
in this
it.
career?
Yeah, to make it.
Jesus
well, I think in
Christ.
government, some things you have to be a certain age to even be
Yeah,
a
You
representative
do,
or
but,
whatever.
like to
yeah.
get into politics, you
You gotta
st-
be. You're ugly out
yeah,
the gate.
like bro, there's
to
not
John
be
very,
F.
interested in politics.
That's why they killed John F. Kennedy. The nigga was too
They
handsome,
was
man.
pretty. Yeah.
like you think about the president that people actually, women actually like. It's been pretty much Obama and JFK.
Bill Clinton.
Bill
They
Clinton.
fought the
Bill,
Clinton.
yeah,
Bill.
Bill, and that's like
That's
it.
pretty much it.
And we're talking about presidents. When you talking about just regular
Yeah.
government, them niggas that's sitting on the
Idiots.
right, you be like, God
Idiots.
damn.
It's like no reason you so mad. Nigga.
Yeah,
I would be
nigga.
too.
I want to make a policy. Why? Because I woke up like this. Like, niggas just be,
Women have all the goddamn
they
babies.
just be ugly, bro. Politicians are
Oh
ugly.
yeah, you also got to factor in that they're also spiteful because they're ugly, so they probably didn't get bitches like
And
that.
that's why they have all
That's
these policies
that's
against
why they got all
women.
this,
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
do hate women.
So you got to
control
get
your body. Rah.
because if you think about it, what good looking dude wants to do that boring ass
Oh,
job?
nigga, good looking niggas
He-
love an abortion.
Yeah, like yeah. He was like, why would I choose this?
What do you mean,
Oh,
though?
This is my livelihood.
That's
What do
so
you-
funny. Good-looking politicians are pro-abortion, but the ugly ones are.
Ugly
I
niggas
wonder,
is
I
like,
wonder
I'm
if just
good,
the
bro.
good-looking ones don't make it that far. Like they're just like, nigga, it's so many, like, you know what I mean? It's too much. Because if you think about it, if you're in politics, let's say you're a good-looking guy, you're in politics, you're like, I'm already good-looking, and now I'm getting a little bit of power. I can do this also. It probably becomes so much. They'd be like, man, fuck the politics. I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
whatever it is, you
Yeah.
know? Because like,
And for the ugly dudes, when they get into politics, they typically buy a lot of vagina, and then they're so aggressive with it, like, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah, I think that's probably their escape from sort of their like life of that is like rules and shit and
Maybe.
legislatures. Like I'm gonna go.
politics don't even.
I'm gonna go.
It don't
What
even
would you
look
say?
appealing.
What would you say?
buy some pussy.
Nah,
Nah.
no. What do
Destroy-
you?
wait.
No, what do you be saying?
Disgusting?
Yeah,
It is
I'm a
disgusting.
fucking this
Dog
fucking
this-
dog
this
this
bitch.
disgusting whore.
Oh man, that show. I think the show was called Billions or whatever it's called. I think it's on Showtime or one of those shows, and it was just like showing. I remember watching these episodes, and it was just like, I think it might have been like Paul Giamatti. It was just like, he was being just a disgusting whore to this chick, and he's just like, yes, like like put a gun to my head type energy. It was just
Yeah.
like, ugly politician type dudes.
It's got to come
Right.
out. It's got to come out somewhere.
Yeah,
Some
Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna mission. I'm gonna type in handsome politicians and see who pops
let's do
up.
it. Let's just look at.
Yeah,
We
I'll
can
do
keep
that.
talking, but let's
Yeah, no, I want to keep talking. 'Cause
Yeah.
like at the top of my head, the only ones I can think of is, Bill and
Is Obama still a sex symbol? Though he's aged like
Yeah.
yeah, they
a
still
lot.
have him.
Women. I mean, you got to remember, Obama was so handsome, especially when he first came out. Women were saying how they wanted to sleep with him, and it was like, we love Michelle, but it was like, y'all would literally have sex
yeah,
with
we
Barack
would
Obama right now.
literally destroy that man's
Top
family.
10.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Top
this-
10 handsome politicians in the world. They have. I'm gonna be honest.
I think-
Nigga, this is the best they can do.
That's the dude from Canada.
Dutch Prime Minister.
Okay.
And if he's top 10,
Yeah, but he's a white
These
dude.
niggas are terrible.
Now this dude Enrique Pena Nieto, whatever, former president, you
Slovenia.
can tell he gets chicks.
Absolutely.
You can tell he gets chicks.
He's definitely a broker.
And he's older too, just like, hey.
France, no.
I ain't gonna lie. The
Putin's
dude,
in here?
The dude from Canada looks like a doofus, to be honest.
Oh, I know he got bitches.
Oh yeah.
Dude from
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
he got
This
it for
guy
sure.
Prince Amito, come on, bruh. See now when I see looks like
But
this.
see, that's
Yeah.
just like family, like lineage though too.
No,
Probably that's probably a lot of
Obama's in
bloodline shit. Like they didn't work.
Oh, you talking about this dude?
Yeah, the Saudi dude.
The Canada dude's up there. And
The
then
Saudi dude is probably just
What?
like an heir.
he's number one.
Yes, he is hideous.
That's what I'm saying. Who's
Man, that's
making-
why I got to get in the game.
Now I
dog.
know who's making the list because when I used to see the Maxim list and I was like, who's making these lists? Because the majority of these women are like solid at best.
I didn't have a problem with the Maxim list.
Because the majority white, of course. We know this, Gary. Oh my gosh, she has nobody at all. Fucking hot.
Nobody at all.
Oh my gosh, she's just so.
No issues with the Maxim.
She's so
list.
straight lined.
Maxim used to go crazy though. I used to fuck with Maxim.
Maxim had about like 10 bad ones in there that were to
Yeah,
me
Maxim
were
wasn't my
stunning.
shit.
I just like the magazine like as a whole.
Maxim was cool.
Yeah.
I just
King was my shit.
well,
King
yeah,
magazine was
they
like
had the
Which one?
King magazine.
Oh, King. Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
they had the black women.
You know what the King was? It was with the
Yeah.
black women and it had
Yeah.
voluptuous,
Yeah.
curvy.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny though is Gary is the most nigga person on
I
here.
know, yeah, for sure.
It goes so hard to be the other way. And it's like he's the biggest nigga on here.
Yeah.
And he's like
Let's have a session, Gary.
This
Are
existing.
you ashamed
Gary
of
is the
yourself? Are you
biggest-
ashamed of your past,
biggest
Gary?
nigga on here.
You trying to
Is
water
that
down
my-
the nigga in you?
Well, there's a professional world and then there's a personal like world, and then sometimes those things intertwine and shit comes out the way that it comes out. But no, yeah. Well, I was
bad, Mr. San Francisco.
it is more of a bit of trying to define like what a real nigga is because there's so much context
Yeah.
that like people don't understand. Like like my definition of a real nigga, if I'm doing no thinking or no deep dive into it, a real nigga is either like a hood dude or a black man who takes care of his kids,
Right.
and that's it for me. But
No in between.
no, that's it. It's one or the other. So, but it was funny because like yeah, somebody was talking, it was like how like yeah, I'm a nigga, but not like I'm not like that. He's like I'm not like a hood dude, but I'm a real nigga. And I was like, yeah, but you also don't have kids.
So how do you fit in this?
So yeah, so you're
You're
not.
right.
Because I'm
Like,
honest.
yeah.
I'm authentic. I'm
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, it's honesty, authenticity.
You know what I noticed?
Loyalty. Like I'm not a snitch. That's a
You
real
know what I
nigga
noticed?
too.
Whenever it's been said to me, it's after you say, like, let's say you're having a one-on-one convo, and you say something that somebody can appreciate. But hey, I mean, you know what? You're a real nigga, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think it comes with. I think it's honesty.
Yeah. It's
more
I think
honest-
if you had a blanket statement, I think because even when you take hood dudes, they like, hey, bro, this is who I am. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So I think it's a level of authenticity.
Yeah.
That people appreciate when it comes to being a real nigga.
And even if you stand on your square being like essentially like, yo, I don't really rock with that. And it's like, I respect you for not even rocking
Having
that.
a
Yeah.
code. Having a code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have some
Real
morals,
niggas have codes.
Yeah, they have codes, morals, ethics, and I think that's kind
No
of
matter what that code is.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I don't
it's a
know.
code. It's a code.
I don't know because can a coon be a real nigga?
That's my point. Because I will argue,
Oh, snap.
coons
They have a
take
code.
care of their kids.
Yeah, and they have a
I wasn't
code.
gonna go there with it. I was gonna say they just keep on the
Their code.
they on code with what they do.
Okay, all right. I think you only can be a real nigga when you fuck with niggas.
So your code.
What, other real niggas or just
No,
niggas in
just
general?
if you have to, you
Okay.
have to mess with black people to
Okay.
be one.
so you
That-
can't.
I'm on board with that.
Because if you don't fuck with us, then you can't be real.
Yeah.
You can't be.
Yeah.
So no coons
Yeah.
can't be real niggas. Even
Yeah.
though they have codes and stuff, they can't.
But they take care of their kids.
they
But they take care of their mulatto kids. They're not
Their
necessarily
biracial
yeah,
kids?
Yeah,
No,
they-
not necessarily. A coon can be with a coon woman.
That's true
A coon
because
woman
what's the
and a
name
coon woman.
is?
Who?
Gifted Hands.
Wait, what?
The hands. Who's Gifted Hands?
What?
Who's this?
That's the movie. Because the movie, the doctor. What's his name?
Oh, Ben Carson.
Yeah, he was a black woman.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? Watching that movie and then seeing what he became. It's like how did that happen?
Well, he's kind of been quiet now, hasn't he? I haven't heard anything from him.
Nah, not in a long time. You got old, but it was just crazy to see. Like you were like a
Legend.
first to do, and you did all these different. And then what happened?
The white people come take you.
Well, I think too, when people start speaking about their politics, people start speaking about their politics, it's just like you were like, oh, okay, wait a second here. You know, that's why.
I guess it was so interesting because like, why did you do all that to just become that?
But that's part of the evolution, I think. Of
You can evolve into a cocoon?
yeah, I think you can. I think you can evolve into it.
Mayonnaise, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
First of all, let's address that. When did mayonnaise become? Who wants a dry ass sandwich? I feel like Undercover Brother came out, and then black people just like, we don't do mayonnaise, and I'm like, ain't none of you niggas eating dry sandwiches.
You know what's funny? A lot of black people do mayonnaise. That's
They do.
That's a lie for sure. I
for
do
sure
mustard
do.
instead.
I've never done mayonnaise. I don't do mustard either.
Mayonnaise either. I do mustard.
I'm like,
You
what?
say you don't do mustard
So
either?
how
I don't
do
do
you,
mustard or
what's on your
mayonnaise.
sandwiches?
I don't really eat sandwiches.
Okay.
Anymore, I
Yeah.
don't.
What
But
about
like,
sub? You go to get a sub. What's on?
I get a sub.
Oil? Just oil?
Nah, it's
vinegar?
gonna be like
a
That's a
vinaigrette
good question.
or a spread?
Yeah, like a vinaigrette type.
So you're going with the oils?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Interesting.
mean, I'm more because when I used to do my Subway subs, it was always a oil too, but it was like
Sriracha. Like a sriracha type.
Okay. What about a
Yeah.
sriracha mayo?
I don't fuck with mayo.
So not at
Mayo's
all.
not that bad either. I just was traumatized at a young age about
Oh,
mayo.
I'm
okay.
with Gary on that.
Yeah.
I was traumatized too.
Okay.
No, I was at like a middle school party, and one of the dudes who was like actually fucking in the 7th grade, took a girl to the back, and I guess he fingered her, and then he came back out and he put his fingers, like during the party, put his fingers in another girl's mouth, and she was like, "Oh, you been eating mayonnaise?" And then from that moment, once I learned that story, I was like, I'll never eat mayonnaise.
But you still ate pussy?
No, I wasn't eating pussy then, but
Oh.
just I was just like, it just did.
This nigga did all that in 7th grade.
It never. It was some niggas fucking in the 7th.
Well, I know we went to
It never entered into my diet. And then when I tasted it out, it always was like,
It's not a good taste. But was that?
Do you eat potato salad?
no.
I don't fuck with potato salad either.
I don't eat macaroni salad either.
Same.
Yeah, absolutely not.
My people that know me would say,
So you don't
"Kid,"
like the taste?
Absolutely not. I don't eat gumbo either.
For a long time, I did.
I don't
But
eat seafood.
I didn't eat it until my people from New Orleans made it.
Okay.
I hated every single gumbo I ever had.
same here.
Actually, I have eaten it. I just don't eat it with the crab. I eat the juice with the rice and shit,
Yeah.
and then maybe some sausage and all that.
Ours has little tiny chicken wings in it, sausage, shrimp, crab, the okra. It has.
Yeah.
Who can make me a sausageless gumbo since I can't eat pork anymore?
I don't
That's
think
what I
any-
want.
I don't think
Chicken
any-
sausage.
I don't think any
That's easy.
respectable
That's easy sub.
Chicken
black
sausage
person
good.
would do that though.
Chicken sausage. Yeah, I've seen it done.
I don't
big
know.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can ever even be introduced to chitlins. How do you even introduce somebody to chitlins?
My
They have
family-
to not be in the room at all, like while it's being prepared. You just show up and it's chitlins on the
My family,
on the
my
fucking
family
table.
does it, and none of us younger generations do it, and we were actually shocked that our parents did because we never really seen them. We saw them.
Yeah.
We was like, y'all do this, and they was like, yeah. But I think sometimes I forget how because of how we grew up, and I didn't realize until I was older how like country and hood both sides of my family are. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, because you only see them in short stints and stuff like that. And I think a lot of times, and I realize now, you don't realize how much parents hide from kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when we became adults, we was like, oh, y'all like everybody is a nigga. But
Because
it's like,
they're parents.
They're parenting.
They're being
and they're
that's
being
their identity
responsible, and they're
to
being,
you.
and so it's like, no, y'all not gonna see this. Why would we
Yeah.
show you this? And we grew up in an era where it was like, I don't have to explain nothing to you.
Right.
Yep.
So if somebody coming over and y'all just say put all the stuff in the back and lock it up, and without an explanation, we don't know. All right, we're supposed to put our stuff in the back, right? We don't. There was no reason why or no questioning. And then you get older, you're like, oh, you're on crack. Like you didn't, you didn't.
Yeah, when I'll say that's when I stopped eating chitlins when I first smelled it because we used to always be playing outside
Stinks.
and then they'd be like the food's ready. So like when I remember my mom was cooking one time in the house. I was just like I said, Mom, where does that smell? Like what happened? She was like, oh, I'm making chitlins, baby. She was like happy about it.
Yeah.
And then I was just like,
Just sitting
I don't
in
think
that.
I want any. She's just like, you always eat chitlins though, Keenan. So why you have an issue with it?
Oh,
I was-
you ate it.
I was eating, but I
didn't like it.
It was never good by itself. I always had to like drench it in hot sauce.
Yeah. I
So
didn't
like
it.
after I was just like, I can't do it now. The smell's too connected to what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they don't taste good without hot sauce anyway. I'm not eating
I
this.
always hated the smell. And I would just see, and I'd be like, and I remember my god brothers and them eat. They'd be like, "This is good." And I'd be like, "Ugh."
Keenan, a real nigga, man.
Like, eat chitlins?
Eat chitlins.
But I didn't know my mama never made it. And then I saw them eat. I was like, "Y'all eat this?" They was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Since when?"
Yeah.
Since when did this happen? She was like, "I just don't make that, and I don't cook it. But if it's there." And I'm
It's
like,
like, do you
nah.
know what this could have done for my blackness
And
in
then,
school?
but then I'm like, I'm at a
chitlins.
point where I'm like, y'all, I
10 years old.
understand the history of a lot of things. I'm like, y'all know we don't have to do this anymore,
Yeah.
right? Like that'd be my thing. Is
That's
like,
that's
we
what I was
don't
telling.
have to do
Yeah.
this.
I was telling my like uncle type from Mississippi. He was like, my mom was going on and I was like, yeah, when Larry here, he clean his plate. He don't leave a speck of food on. I'm like, you don't have to do that anymore. he'll eat the old shit. He'll clear out the refrigerator, eat everything. Like, dog, it's okay. It's all right, bro. That's
Oh,
a
this
slave
expired?
mentality.
This expired? I'll take
I'll drink that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, nah, dog, you good.
We don't
you
have
got
to
cancer
do
too,
that.
nigga. Just stop.
That's how he got it. Nigga.
Just
Like,
stop.
Shit.
You can be selective. We
don't
have the
to do
resources
this.
now.
Yeah, it's like I understand. Somebody got mad at my brother for that. They were talking about black traditions, and my brother was like, "You realize a lot of traditions we have because we didn't have shit. We have shit now. We don't have to do that." And it's like, but our culture. He was like, "No, being poor isn't our culture.
Right?
Yeah.
We were forced into that bullshit, and now we don't have to do it. And I'm not knocking you if you like it, but we don't have to do it. Like a lot of traditions we have were based in survival,
Right.
and like we don't have to do this. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do it. And that's not black tradition. That is just surviving.
It's a
But
mentality.
Yeah.
Also, too, a Black American tradition is still fairly new. So it's
Right.
just, so it's like
Right.
we can
So we're
still
searching for
Right.
our identity.
yeah. So we
and
can
who
still
are.
create new stuff now, even today. Just like, all right, we
Yeah.
want to do this now. We don't want to do that anymore. So we're still technically creating our tradition out here anyway. So yeah.
Like the Black Eyed Peas for good luck. Nigga, clearly that don't work. Let's try a new one. Because we have been taking L's. So how about on New Year's, let's try pizza. I don't know, anything. The Black Eyed Peas ain't been working. It ain't hitting.
One of the whites
What
like
the fuck is Black Eyed Peas doing the rest of the year? Like, how is Black Eyed Peas surviving a whole year
It's like
for
Santa.
one fucking day?
It's like Santa Claus. They just come out, nigga. They put their suit
How?
on. That's why they have the black spot. That's the tuxedo. They put it on. It's like it's our time to
Where
show.
the fuck? What are Black Eyed Peas doing in May?
And niggas
They just
chilling.
on the shelves?
They just chilling,
They
bro.
just on the shelves.
What was the marketing for that? I wonder was like white people saying like, we don't mess with Black Eyed Peas. But we
We
gotta
don't
sell
mess
these
with nothing
bitches.
black.
I know how it became our thing. They was like, "What are these nigger peas?" And they just gave them
We gotta
to
just like, you know what?
We'll take them.
Yeah.
But I think the marketing of it was like, how do we sell it to them? Say they're for good luck. Cool. These
shit.
are good luck beans. And now we taking it thinking it's a real thing. It's just like, nah, this is like they were trying to get these shits off, bro. Genius.
Last year, 1947, I fucked 2 women. I had some Black Eyed Peas going into 1948. I fucked 39 women. Good luck.
Yeah, Black Eyed Peas wasn't a hot thing too.
It comes from the symbols of the peas as coins and greens as paper money.
Oh, okay.
Started from the Civil War. The soldier survived on the remaining leftovers. Black Eyed Peas promoting a humble, nourishing. So we won a war.
Yeah.
On this shit, let's eat it. And
Yeah.
it's like you were surviving again. Like
Yeah.
it's not. You don't have to do this shit. And then apparently a lot of people have been doing it wrong. You're supposed to eat the Black Eyed Peas with the greens.
Oh,
See?
that changes
That's
things.
why it's not working.
So a lot of people just be eating Black Eyed Peas. You only getting coins. That's why we broke, nigga. So we all make it. So that's why.
For change.
You
Yeah.
gotta eat the dollars. So
Alright.
you gotta eat the greens. Black people eat your greens.
And greens be fire,
With
too.
the greens, hella good. I remember I didn't
Greens
like
be
them as a
fire.
kid, and I got older. I was like, these are
Yeah.
hella good.
Yeah, it depends who makes
It's
them. for
sad
me.
that we used to make them in like, fucking just a bunch of pig shit.
Yeah,
Hog mog and all
I
that
make
shit.
mine with
Turkey?
turkey neck. Yeah,
Yeah, turkey. Those go too. Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends who makes the greens. If they don't have like at least some type of salt on there, some type of something.
Oh no, it's gonna be trash.
Yeah, terrible.
It's gonna be
Hot
it's
sauce.
gonna be killed.
Fuck, I'm
pretty
excited
much.
for Thanksgiving now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
What do you guys? What's the plans for you guys?
Go to my
Thanksgiving?
mama's. Go to my mama's.
Yeah, I'm going to my mama's too.
Go to my mama's.
Immediately.
All my siblings gonna be there.
My mom is my mom's such a good cook. She's such a good cook that I've spent like holidays at other people's houses and stuff, like from time to time growing up, and I would eat the food. I'd be like, how do y'all This is what y'all do? Like,
This is
how do
our
y'all live
tradition
here?
at
I'm like, how do y'all live? Like, this food is trash. Like,
Bro.
greens be trash, macaroni be trash. I'm like, y'all can't cook here.
Yeah.
That was my childhood growing up. I would go to other people's houses, and I didn't realize. And some people say it's based on what you've grown up on, right? But I knew that my mom could cook when other people would come over and they would eat like they never ate before. And I'm like, y'all don't have this at your house? They'd be like, hell no.
Nah.
And I was like, oh, so y'all parents can't cook. Like, because my mom, you know, Papa from New Orleans, Papa was the greatest cook I ever known in my life. Like, this motherfucker. He was one of them people that, like, you make a sandwich and he make a sandwich, but his sandwich tastes like what you put on here, bro?
Same
and he never knew.
ingredients.
He'd be like, no, but he would do shit, bro. Like, he would just be like, I would just see him grabbing shit out the counter, and I'm like, for a sandwich? Put a little vinegar in the blood. I'm like, nigga, this is the best sandwich I ever had in my life, bro. So he was amazing. And then Granny, she was from Oklahoma, from the South and whatever. She threw down too. So like, they just could cook, and that's where my mom learned to cook from. And I didn't realize until I would go to other people's house, like, y'all shit nasty, bro. Y'all grow up like this? Like,
I remember Keon's mom made fried chicken when I was living with them, and I walked in the kitchen. I was just like, I looked at it, and she was like, "You go ahead, have some, baby. It's all right." I was like, "Can I have like 2 pieces?" She was like, "Go ahead, grab what you need. I'm making a whole bunch." And I just remember just eating, just like. Because for me, I haven't like my mom and dad can cook like a motherfucker. They can cook, but it's like I haven't had their cooking in such a long time. And I was living with Keon, and I respect Keon too. Keon always be like, "Hey, I made extra food, bro. If you say you don't have to eat Del Taco today, my nigga, just eat the food, bro."
Yeah.
But it was just like I was just like, man, her fried chicken was.
Yeah, my mom.
Fire.
Like when other people would be like, "Yo, mom," when Chaz came by the house, Chaz was like, she made fried chicken, red beans and rice, and cornbread, and Chaz was like, "God damn."
Yeah.
Like, and the red beans and rice wasn't even like ready. Like, she made them. She didn't start them early enough. She was like, "Y'all can eat, but they not." And we was like, "I don't give a fuck." Like, and they was so good. Like, we had like 3 plates each, and he was like, "This shit."
Black people fried chicken just tastes
fire,
different.
bro.
Like it's just like it's a certain type of thing. And
But not everybody can do that.
Not
Like, I've been to
everybody
your
can
house
do it,
and I'm like,
dog.
this
That's
shit
true.
bland.
People be
Or
fucking
like,
it up.
so yeah, I realized my mom, and then I learned how to cook for my mom. So like, and when I lived with Papa, when I first moved to LA, I lived with him. So I was like firsthand, like, make this, and I'm over your shoulder, like watching. So like, even when it comes to like family stuff, like I make the best smothered potatoes in the family. Like I know this. Like better my mom, better my aunties, because I was like watching him do it, and I was like, y'all ain't been doing this right. This how he do it. And so I make it, and my kids be like, "Dad, your shit be."
Yeah.
And like even Papa, like when it came to breakfast, like during the holidays, you know, when it's time to make breakfast in the morning, Papa will be like, "You know, Keon, make those potatoes." Like not telling my auntie, like not telling her not to do it, but he'd be like, "You know, Keon, you know, make them potatoes. You know, if y'all want to make him do it, you know." Which to me, I was like, hell yeah, like cosign,
yeah,
cosign.
I made some grits and eggs and bacon and shit the other day, and I'd be trying to figure out ways to get it to Jory so she can eat it too. Yeah. So I ended up like mixing all the grits and the eggs, and I like would grind up the bacon in the like the baby like the grinder thing till it's like fucking like dust. Yeah. And then I mix it in there with there, and then I make them into like little balls, and then she just picks them up and just eats them. She be fucking it up. I did the same thing with the tomato soup. We just grinded up the croutons and then put it and made it into like little balls. Yeah.
How do you make it into a ball?
It's the bread, like the bread of it like thickens it, so it makes it like thick enough to where you can form it.
And you could eat a tomato ball?
You can eat a
Are you freezing it?
Nuh-uh. It was tomato soup, cheese, broccoli.
Oh, so the bread and the cheese are holding it together.
Yeah, the bread and the cheese are holding it all together. Okay. Yeah.
You need that. What do they call it? You need the what do you call that shit that holds stuff together? They call it
the base.
I cannot think of it. The word is, but when you're making meatballs or whatever you need something to make it not
like
adhesive,
an egg type thing.
Yeah, like usually it's eggs. Yeah. Some people use bread, like depending, but.
So when you sit there and do that, do you be like, yeah, my kids like my food? Like, yeah.
That shit dope, bro.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Like my kids, like if Cotty don't be cooking when I'm gone. Like she be ordering out, she be busy, blah blah. You know, she can't be me. You know what I'm saying? She just can't be me.
Not everybody can be you.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. And the kid, she said she bought them some chicken from like somewhere. And he was like, I don't want it. And he was like, why? This ain't dad's chicken. Like this ain't dad makes. this ain't it, bro.
And that's where she says, well, your dad ain't gonna be here forever. So you better get used to some other chicken.
There's like this ain't it. Cause I've been making them. Now one thing I will say, the older they get, even though they getting fun, these niggas starting to eat. Like for real.
Okay.
Like where I'm like, hey, y'all ain't hungry. Like you start to do that. Yeah, you ain't hungry. Like you just like
Yeah.
And I get it. They go to school. They play all day hard. You know what I mean? They eat a snack, whatever. Then they got immediately after that, it's practice, MMA, soccer, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like they growing.
Yeah.
So I get it. But like Keelan, bro, I'm making him portions that I would eat. And he like, like knocking it down. And I'm like, these niggas eating. They had, I go to Costco and buy the chicken wings. I make them in the air fryer or whatever. But they're naked, seasoned real well, whatever. They'll eat probably like 8 wings a piece with rice and spinach, and like they be eating. And I'm like, and if it's something they like they love chicken wings, the ones that I make, and they love the chicken thighs that I make at home, and I'll like cut it up and put it in whatever. If it's a meal they like, they be eating. Like and it's starting to, even like when I used to get fast food real quick, if I didn't have time, we don't go to Wendy's. They used to could just share a little biggie meal or whatever. He get the nuggets, and then y'all split the fry. Now, nah, bro.
Whole meals.
Now Keelan getting a burger, 8 nuggets, and fries. And I'm like, bro, this is insane.
It's like, hey, you better make it to the league, nigga.
Bro, you're eating like crazy. At least you got to get a scholarship.
You got to get a scholarship.
You have to pay. You have to go to school for free.
Yeah.
This is crazy how they're eating. And then Kendrick, he was always the small appetite one, but now he getting, I want 8 nuggets and fry. I'm like, bro.
And he's finishing it, everything. That's great.
Finishing it. I'm like, they eating for real.
As they discuss big butts.
Bro, that conversation's getting crazy as hell.
Did you want to talk about what you texted us earlier?
What did I text you earlier?
Yesterday, whatever.
We started a couples therapy. Yeah, we started couples therapy. That shit, I like it.
I think you're doing it. You're doing it wrong, bro.
I whooped her ass.
See, that's
wrong. I whooped her. I walked the floor with her.
It's like a dog walked his wife in couples therapy, dog. What does that even look like? And what first? Yeah,
that's just me being. I'm fucking. But it was. It's good to have a third person sort of facilitate the dialogue and kind of stop you at points. Stop both of you at points so you can kind of reflect and take the time to process. So it's not all in real time. It's almost like if you were having an argument or a disagreement, pausing it and then like watching it and fucking then like kind of reflecting on it and kind of trying to hear each other. It's mostly like just trying to fucking really hear each other. But she pointed out a lot of shit that's pretty regular because Jess is like a regular normal person. A lot of sort of the habits that like layering, throwing, adding shit onto like a disagreement, like old shit, like stacking it on that to make it so confusing to a point where it's like I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about anymore. Like that's a thing that women do because they harbor shit and then they just like vomit it all out in the like in an attempt to even just gain an edge in an argument. It's like, but I'm like, but nigga, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this, So she's trying to like coach her up on like like getting a journal and stuff like that. And then like and it was weird too because like I know my own shit. So I'm like already like and I know I do this, and I make her feel this. Like I'm like ahead of you. I'm 3 steps ahead of you, dog. Like I already know my shit, you know. So just going through that, but it was she liked it a lot, and I'm still kind of like feeling it out. I'm like I want to see because I gave her some scenarios. I'm like, no, what about when
You get a therapist scenarios?
Yeah, I was trying to give her scenarios to see like what's her feedback on like certain situations.
Were you asking too like how you handled it or
no? Just like in general, like okay. So let's say like you have a disagreement, you have an argument with your partner, and her point is like stay on the subject. Don't fucking go off on different subjects.
Saying that.
Yeah, she's like you got to stay on the subject. Like you can't expect him to engage with you on this and then 17 other different things.
Right.
So stay on the fucking like on the subject essentially, but. I was like, okay, yeah, but she still has those things pent up inside of her. When is it a safe space to present that.
Right.
And then she was like, you need to start journaling or whatever. Journal like whatever, however stuff makes you feel. And then she went into like this whole like, what is an emotion versus a thought, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm like, yeah, but still, like, when is it a good time?
Right.
Because I still have this shit.
Right.
I still got to get it out at some point. When is it a healthy time to get it out? So we're through, I guess, through the process, we'll kind of like start to kind of, you know, peel off like those layers and kind of get into like that type of stuff. And also just hearing each other without, because I go in, she knows like with me, if she says something to me, by the time it gets to me, you've done all the work in your head and you know how to say it. But she'll say shit to me and it comes off in a completely different way than she intended. And then I'm only reacting to what the fuck was said.
This is what you said. Yeah.
So then that starts a whole nother thing. Now we're talking about a different thing because she didn't say it the way that she meant to say it.
Right.
So, but then it's also giving her, like, allowing her the opportunity to say shit in the wrong way and try to understand that her intention is not malicious. So it's a lot of stuff, man. But yeah, that thing, and then also that barrier when like a person can't hear you, regardless of like how the validity of what you're saying or the truth of what you're saying, they just can't fucking hear you because it's you. So it's like, how do you break through that? Like, how do you break through? Like, nah, I'm automatically defensive just because I'm talking to you.
Right.
How do you break that down? And then she was like, it goes back to like listening, which I understand. I get it. Like, listening and hearing and repeating back what was said. Is that what you meant to say? Like, la, la. But then for me, I'm like, yeah, but a lot of times you ain't got all that fucking time. You ain't got all that time to be breaking down every single like word that was said and making sure I'm hearing you correctly. You're saying that you want to go to the store to purchase chips that are on discount. That's what I heard. Is that what you meant to say? Like, you know, we ain't got all that kind of time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, it's a matter of like, it's a pressing moment. Like last night, I went to go pick up Chick-fil-A and she was gonna order it. And like as I was getting ready to go, I was like, she was like, but how, she was basically like, how am I gonna order it and you pick it up? I was like, they have a thing on the phone where you can bypass, like, I'm on my way, I'm almost here, I'm here. They have a thing where you can just bypass all that and just say, I'm
The
here.
Hollywood one, right?
Huh?
The one that's
Yeah.
That's what I was wanting.
So I was like, I was
all the
basically in a rush because we're trying to hurry up and get the kids food before they go to bed. So I'm like on my way out the door. I was like, they got a thing that you could just bypass it.
Yep.
And she was like, but how is it? I was like, fuck it, I'll just order it myself. Like
Right.
I didn't have the time to sit there and explain, like, go through the thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, and then when I got back. And I was like, after we had eaten stuff, and I was like, hey, when I told you, like, I was like, I would just order it myself, and I just kind of just bailed on the conversation. Would you have rather me, like, explain it to you, like, in detail? Because I was like, there's no other way that I can explain it.
Right.
There's a feature on the app that allows you to bypass it. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
So once I explain it the first time, and you don't hear it or receive it the right way, I'm like, I'm out, dog. I don't have another way.
Yeah.
I'll just do it myself. You know, she was like, no, you were right to just do it yourself because I was not in the space to where I could have broken that shit down. So it's just like those little baby steps.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
But I whooped her motherfucking ass, nigga. To real enough.
No, it's just because
that sounds.
this is what we do for a living. We do more self work and thought anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then we do these podcasts where we talk shit out.
Yep.
And then get stuff, and you have realizations in real time when you're talking like, oh, you know what? That's why I do that shit. Like whatever. And I don't think the average person does that. And we're just
They don't do that amount of reflecting.
And also, I think we can hold each other accountable. So we can be like, hey, bro, like you kind of wilding right there. Or hey, like Jess is right on that one, bro. You kind of it's on you. So it's like I think we have that too. When, like you said, the average person doesn't get a chance to do that, and they don't even get a chance to self-reflect and be like, hey, man, maybe I'm in the wrong here. So
and then just time. Like we when we talk now, it's just. And I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying, and it's like, all right, I got you. I feel you, bro. Like you're just making a point, and
so much of it is about disarming.
Yeah.
Like it's just about disarming to be able to allow yourself to have a conversation.
Right. And just little acknowledgments of what somebody's saying. I hear you.
Yeah.
I get that. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't feel like you're talking to a wall. Like,
Right.
am I making sense? No, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like agree, be like, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Right.
Because like sometimes what she'll do is I'll say something, right? And then I don't even get mad at it. It's just I literally laugh because it'd be so funny. I'd be like, I'll say something, she'll get defensive, right? And then like maybe I don't know, a couple minutes later, she'll agree with what I just said or say it herself. I'd be like, wait, so let me get this straight. I said this. You agreed with me, and then got defensive. And she's like, I just didn't know because the way you were saying it, I was like, I said what you said. You just
Yeah.
and she acknowledged. I said, I think sometimes you have a hard time, and I'm okay with it. You have a hard time accepting reality. I think a lot of times you deal with ideals, and you live with ideals, and you're like, no, I should be able to be a mom and a great wife and focus on my career. I was like, no, you cannot.
Someone's going to suffer.
But by the way, that's okay.
Yeah.
You keep thinking you can. You cannot.
Yeah.
So knowing that you cannot helps you. I was like, the reason why I'm able to navigate a lot of things because I can accept reality. And then how do I, move within? This is what it is.
Yeah.
So now how do I move into this where you're still dealing with, but this is what it could be. Don't matter what it could
Right.
be.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
What it is.
What are logical steps?
So
Yeah.
now, since this is where we're operating, now what can we do in here?
Yeah.
And that's helped our communication and her actions a lot. Where it's like, yo, what could be? That's not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing. It's this is it.
I also noticed that, like, because I think me and you are somewhat alike and kind of in a way where, like, we have a certain confidence in what we say, and like that can be misconstrued as arrogance.
Yeah, condescending,
and it can be condescending. It could be off-putting, and it's kind of like a know-it-all type person. When I actually feel confident in knowing something, and that can be it can be totally off-putting to where you almost become, even if you're right, you almost become a villain. It's like, I just want that nigga to be wrong.
Yeah.
I just want to get him. You know what I mean? You just take on that.
She
like,
said that to me one
persona.
time. She said, I feel like you're always trying to trip me up. I said, no.
Yeah.
You trip yourself up, and I just call it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing anything to. I'm not trying to beat you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying. I'm just making sense. And
because I
this
could
is-
walk the floor with you if I wanted to. That's the whole point. Like, I don't need to beat you.
No, yeah,
we
that's
had
what
that
I'm saying.
conversation too.
When she said that, like, you're trying to trip me up, I was like, no, you're putting your own stick in your bike and tripping yourself. I'm just watching the shit show and then being like, hold on,
That's the funniest part where you're just like, if I really wanted, if I put my mind to it, to really just like to trip you up or whatever you want to call it, I can do it. I can destroy you. And it's just like, of course, you don't want to do that to your partner, but it's just like you say, it's like you're doing it to yourself in most cases. And I'm just literally I'm making the actual points here.
Real niggas don't do that to the people they love.
They don't. Real niggas take care of their family, bro.
The family, man. Are we good? Or
She's picking them up, so we're straight.
well, yeah, I
have one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got until
What's the other
10 more
thing?
minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's so funny. I wanted to hear the actual what was going on in the.
Bro, you want to know how it opened up? This woman opened up this fucking diet. It was like, whoa! Like, she opened it up. Basically, it was like she went.
Or the therapist?
No, the therapist.
So this is your first session.
This is our first session.
Okay.
She's like, she asked one question, and then she basically kind of like, how did you guys like end up here, or like, and then immediately it was like she was going off a list, and the way the questions were like structured, it was like boom, boom, has there ever been any infidelity? Like, it was like boom, boom, like 2 questions in.
Yeah.
Has there ever been any infidelity? Like, bang.
Because they know that's what starts.
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
It just looked at me, and I looked at her, and we were just like that's a wild way to start a session.
But it's not, because if you're in, because Kadi said this, I said, would you ever do, and this was a complete hypothetical. I said, would you ever do couples therapy? And she's like, I feel like with how we communicate, if we've gotten to that point, then we're too far gone.
Yeah.
To need somebody else's help to talk. And I was thinking, what could push us to the point where we even want to break up? And that would be a common thing, either crazy like infidelity, because I'm not even talking about one act. It would have to be like malicious, fucked up shit, or like something where that when one of us did something to the kids, it was like, hey, I'm done. So for us to be done, to need to therapy, we've already. So that question makes sense. It would probably be
That shit was it was crazy to me. It completely threw. Like, I had my own like preconceived notions of how the shit was going. How it was gonna like go down, and I did not expect that like first day, like bang.
She's like, let's get to it.
I was like, that's dope.
Let's get to it.
I like it because I just like the experience of it, and I like that we get to have that experience together. Like, in terms of like growth, she has probably more things that she needs to work on in terms of like being more confident in you know, having confidence in what she says and feeling safe enough to like say it, and I have to do my work and making sure that she feels like yada yada yada.
Right.
But I am thankful for like that. This is like a part of our journey
Right.
together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
growing is dope.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
as much stigma attached to it as I like thought prior to going into it.
I think when you genuinely like your family, when you genuinely like your partner, and I'm talking about love them, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love my, you know, but when you like them and you really are trying to be on the same team. When you are winning, it feels good. Like, hey, look what we did. Like, look what we did together as them growth conversations. And me and Cody have them all the time. We just had another one recently, and it's like those conversations be like, hell yeah. And then you get to the point where you start cracking jokes within the serious ass like conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we good.
Another
Like,
thing the therapist pointed out, because you know I'll be making light of situations now, like that's just who I am, and she was talking about how she had like a really hard time allowing that in, because I'm always gonna go for the joke. I don't give a fuck what the scenario is. Like, nigga, my stepdad died the very next day. We're shopping for suits, and my mother told me I look gay, and she knew I was gay. That's just I'm gonna go for the joke. You know what I mean? So, but I didn't know if that was healthy or not. I didn't know if it was dismissive, but the therapist was like, no, that it helps. So, you know, she should do whatever in order to like allow that into the space, even in those moments, in those times of like, you know, that are complicated.
You gotta lighten it up.
What fucked me up is like we communicate on such different levels. The therapist was like, when do you feel like, you know, he's like really there for you and he shows that he like cares for you or whatever? And I guess she gave an example. She's like, does he come to you like if you're crying? Does he soften? Does he come like, is he there for you? And Jess was like, yes, he actually really is. Like when if I'm ever crying, he definitely like immediately like disarms and he's like there for me and I yada yada yada. And I was like, yeah, I'm not a fucking sociopath. Like who would just watch their person crying and be like, yeah, bitch, that's what you get. Like you're just laying in a pool of blood and like, yeah, that's right. It's like, no. I was like, y'all set the bar so low right now.
oh my God. Is the bar set low? I don't know. That's a whole nother thing.
I don't know. I guess there's niggas out there who just
I'm just the older I get, and it makes that saying so much more profound. The older we really don't know shit.
Yeah.
We really don't know shit, and we just because every time like you said, is the bar little? I really don't know. Well, how is the average dude?
Yeah.
Like, is it that bad?
Yeah.
How are these kids? How are like the more I hear about shit, I'm like, okay, I really don't know anything
what the
about
standard is.
what everybody is doing. Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, just talking to people in general, it seems like either the bar is low or just a bunch of trash people out there, man. And it's so
but it can't be like. I think growing up before social media, we had too much confidence and faith in humans. We were just so oblivious to the average person. We didn't know it was this bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
We
didn't know.
We had way more faith in people.
Yeah, we were ignorant to. And then what sells? All negative shit. So that's going to be always being fed. So it's like,
I want to get the type of bag to where I'm like into therapy now. I got to get my own therapist. I want her and I to have like two couples therapists. Like I want to have one session and then log off and jump online with our communication therapist, and then I want to have our sex and intimacy therapist, and then I have like 3 therapists of my own. Like I just want to have that kind of bag where I'm just in therapy, just talking about growth.
I want to get into therapy now.
I'm just talking about growth.
They've been saying it for a year, dog.
I'm just
made fun
And it's
of
funny,
me.
he was the most.
Anti.
Nah.
Here's the thing. In your thought process, I knew you would be into it because of the way your brain works.
Right.
And when I was going into therapy, I was just like, and I feel like our brains kind of work similarly.
The dissection of it all.
Yeah, we're very. That's how we kind of all are. So when I was in therapy, I was just like, I like this shit. I like being able to like go dive deep, dissect, and find what the real problem is. But
Right.
oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now I want to fix this, and it's just like, you know, I feel like how was I trying to say this? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I love that. The only thing why I'm still pretty firm on like I prefer like someone else there with me, because I love going. I would love to go on. I love going on that journey with someone and having those discoveries with someone to where we look at each other like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of it's a moment.
Well, yeah, too. One is this is your first time doing it, and you did it with somebody first, and then there might be a different time when you start to do it by yourself. You're like, yo, you find a different type of journey. But like, yo, I like that I'm self-discovering some things, and that shit is dope. And it's like, even with, I don't go to my therapist for material, of course, but when I start to think about my sessions, about why things happen to me, I'll be like, oh, and now I can kind of probably add that to the joke because now I have some real psychology stuff behind it. Like, this is why this happened to my parents or me or whatever the case may be. But also too was like, my therapist told me a few weeks ago. He said, I don't know if I said this on here, but he was like, I didn't have anything to say. I was just like, hey man, life's been good. He's just like, every session ain't about trauma, Keenan. And I was like, damn, bro. And I would come to him if I had a problem. He's just like, it's cool to be great. And he was just like, I want to let you know from what I've seen from you since we started a few years ago. He's like, you've grown. He's like, you're one of the few of my clients in my 30 years of doing this that actually takes the things that they're learning and applies them, and you grow from it. He was like, there's not many clients that I've ever had in doing this that actually was like, here, this is what needs to be done. This is what you did, and now you moved on to this next level. He's just like, so I want to say during the session, we can end it soon if you want to. He's like, I just want to say I'm proud of you. So it's like, it's those moments. Also,
like,
It's like, no.
I almost did cry for sure. I held it back. He's just like, hey man, and he's just like, you helped me grow as a man. He's like, I've been doing this for years. He's like, there's some things that you taught me that I never understood. And he was just like, man, he's like, I'm proud of you for teaching me. So it's like all those things can happen in therapy. Couples therapy can happen in your own thing. It's like, I love growing as a person.
Yeah.
I've taken a pride in that. I didn't before, but I've taken pride in the past like 5-6 years.
Yeah,
Like,
about that time. Maybe it's
five-
an age thing. Maybe it's the,
and it could be that.
you know, we're all closer to 40 now.
Well,
so.
I think me not being a tall person, so I think mentally there's something there because I can't grow in height, so I'm gonna try to grow.
Can't grow the cat.
Like spiritually.
I think what it was too was just like you said, you get closer to 40. I didn't want to be a 40-year-old shithead. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be 40-year-old and still having the attitude or the thought process of a 20-something-year-old too.
Wow.
And I was just like, bro, I can't be 40 and be this nigga still.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I think it just happens.
But real niggas don't change.
Real niggas do change.
Yeah, real niggas don't go Hollywood. Don't go
niggas-
Hollywood.
Real niggas grow. So
Yeah.
maybe not change, but real niggas grow.
I think it's because I never consciously did it. I was just started getting
Right.
older and I realized like this is dumb, or like this is this is ridiculous to stay this way or whatever. Like that's one of my favorite. If I'm ever looking at the comments on like daddy issues something like that, and I see people like, man, where Keon was when we started versus these years, this is the growth. Like I remember we were talking about one. It was like a deep discussion. In the comments, they was like, "Okay, growth," and I was like,
And it feels good because it shows that you're doing this type of work. And it's just like, yeah. You don't notice a lot of growth. I didn't notice a lot of growth in my 20s unless it was like size. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But besides like mental growth, I didn't notice no shit back then.
"No, I like it. I enjoy it. And I'm just a fan of, like you said, dissecting and healthy communication. I want things to run as smooth as possible.
Exactly.
And the only way for that to happen is for everybody to be like, all right, let's discuss this and move on.
Yeah.
I just want to chill. I don't want misconstrued and now everybody upset. I don't want that.
It's kind of crazy, sort of just the stages of life, because like you can't have this type of growth when you're 21.
No.
Right.
Because other people aren't on that. They're not
No.
on that hype.
No.
You're gonna be like an outcast.
Yeah, you're gonna
on
be a
some
weirdo.
other shit. Yeah,
You're
you're
hella
like,
weird.
You're gonna be a
some
young
weird
nigga, to be
ass
honest.
nigga.
Yeah, we're trying to get pussy, bro. You talking about you gotta respect her feelings. Nigga, fuck you talking about, nigga.
So it like happens in the right stage. It's interesting.
With the right circles. You can't
Yeah.
have
With the right circles,
Yeah,
for
that's true,
sure.
So
too.
a lot of people keep their same friends and keep their same. You still have them same
Well,
conversations
real
with your
niggas are
drunk
loyal.
uncle.
So
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
I
mean?
will say, I have two circles, right? I look at both my circles. The growth in both my circles is crazy. Whereas, like, I look at the circles I could have been a part of, like the kids, the cats that I was in high school that I was cool with, but I ended up separating myself from them later on. And I look at them; a lot of them are on the same high school shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, it's like I might have been there with them still. Instead of I got with these two circles, and I'm like, both of those circles are funny. They're both going this way. They're not.
Yeah.
One's not going like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you discover too, a lot of life is kind of high school. Like a lot of stuff in this industry and a lot of the gossip
Our
and type of
industry,
shit,
for sure.
it's very much high school.
Yeah, the
it's just a
industry for
different,
sure, yeah.
it's just a different level, different stakes,
Even
more
I
money.
guess even regular workspaces too. That's
Yeah,
true. Like when I
yeah.
was working at Home Depot, I was just like, oh, this is some high school shit still.
Oh,
Yeah.
workspaces are definitely high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Word,
sure.
You got the office gossips. You got the people they don't like. The
Sleeping
kids-
with each other on the low,
all that
cheating,
shit,
all type
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
Another thing our parents hid from us. It's like, no, it's still gonna be high school.
You're right.
Yeah.
They didn't
But how
tell
do
you
you,
about
I
that
guess, how
shit.
do you explain that to a child to where it
That
Yeah,
means
that's true.
nothing's gonna
You can't
change?
explain shit to
they
kids.
gotta have that.
Yeah,
Even when they're old enough to receive it, they're not going to receive it because they have to
Yeah.
go through it.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like
'Cause
I tell 20-something stuff all the time, and I'm just watching them blow me off in their head. I'm watching it. I could see that it's going in one ear and out. They don't give a fuck.
Have you talked to somebody young and you said something to them and you're just like, all right, they'll see. And then they even came back maybe even 6 months to a year later and it's like, bro, you were
Yeah.
right.
that's happened. Yeah,
And that's why I don't argue. Even when I see other people getting on younger people, I'm like, they'll figure it out. Like, let them.
hopefully
They got to
in the
go
right
through
way.
it.
Hopefully, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they got to go through it. It's not. They're not going to listen. They're not. It's very rare that someone will take something an older person
Yeah.
says and be like, all right, because they ain't been through it yet. They
somebody-
They don't know.
Somebody told me young. I was warned at a young age. It's like, man, don't start fucking with boys because once you do, you ain't gonna.
Yes, I know you think having all that ass is cute. When you get older, man, I'm telling you. See, right now your dick ain't even developed. When these dicks develop, nigga, that's gonna hurt.
Oh shit!
That shit was so funny. He said it's not ready yet. It's not. That's something that's never talked about. How like every man goes through a point where you like this is not my grown dick yet. I can't
You gotta
show
wait
you.
till my dick come in.
Yeah, my dick
When
ain't
my
come in
dick
yet.
come in,
This ain't. I'm
I'ma
not
holler
ready.
at you.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
This ain't the final dick.
What if that's why it's like that? What if we got our final boss dicks at young ages?
Yeah.
You think we would be like a
At
mess?
7 or
mess.
8 years old,
A
you had
mess.
You
grown
think,
dick
yeah,
already?
we'd be a
Mess.
mess.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can't be told. They can't tell you shit.
Can't tell you
Can't tell you shit.
anything, bro. That'll be crazy. If you were out here 9 years old with grown man dick already, bro. One, this is messed up, but a lot of more boys will get molested. That's number one.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's like that'll be a whole different thing in itself. So it's just like, yeah, it'll be a whole messed up thing going on, man. How long have we been going for?
We're about an hour and 25. We good.
Okay.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
man.
Where you at this weekend? Well, no, this is
Thanksgiving weekend.
no.
Turkey.
This drop on
Saturday.
Friday or Saturday. So
Oh, right, Saturday.
Friday night, I'm doing a don't tell in downtown LA.
Oh, congrats on that. Is it a film one or you just
Nah,
doing
it's just a set.
okay.
So
But
just
still.
did my first one. I was excited.
Yeah, I don't think you said how the set went.
Oh, come on.
It went great. That's great. Was you able to holler at them afterwards, being like, "Hey, when you guys?"
No,
do-
you're in the database, and that's just it's kind of.
Yeah, it's they don't
okay.
pay
Yeah.
attention to that. It's just the.
So when you
being
get
in
when you
in
get a
the-
recorded one, did you just get a call up like, "Hey, man, we're
That's what I
recording"?
heard.
I think that's pretty much.
Got it.
So
No,
like
mine. Yeah, they was like, okay,
But she was also in Hawaii.
yeah. Which surprisingly,
Some good comics.
no. No, not the ones that are on Don't Tell. They were fine. They were fine.
Yeah.
But just in general, the scene like that ain't. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
But the crowds there kind of want you to go.
What, go in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so, you know, me, I
Yeah.
got real comfortable real fast.
All right.
And I was like, oh, we can do all this?
It's like my dick in now.
Yeah. So they're like, we ain't.
I got grown dick
This is my
now.
grown dick. So y'all cool. So all this, y'all okay with it? And they're like, yeah, man. I'm
Man,
alright.
what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so this weekend,
I don't think I have anything this weekend.
yeah, I'm at Puneyard Cinemas Theater, whatever it's called, in Campbell, California.
Oh, yeah.
Houston's canceled. Detroit, y'all will be after that, November 30th. House of Comedy in Detroit, and then Chandler, Arizona, one-nighter, mic drop. All I have coming up right now after this weekend is one-nighters. One-nighters in your city, and then holiday time, man. I'm just kicking it.
Who going to Detroit?
Chaz,
He's going to Detroit.
he from there, so
Yeah.
I was like, roll.
Nice.
Chandler, nobody. Oh no, Kurt actually hit me up, and I gotta hit them back actually. Make sure. Oh, and then I'll be in Vegas December 11th through the 17th or something like that. That's it. Thank y'all for listening. And we out of here.
Peace.
So you want me to stop?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hit record.